Hello YouTube, it's the MTG Master. Today I'll be going over Pauper Infect. To start off the deck, we have 16 basic forests, and that's all your land for the entire deck. Now, moving into creatures, we have 4 Glistener Elves, 1/1 Infect. If you don't know what Infect does, deals damage to players in the form of poison counters. If they get 10 or more, they lose the game. And it deals damage to creatures in the form of -1/-1 counters. So you're going to try and get them to 10 poison counters as quick as possible. So we have 4 Glistener Elves, 4 Blight Mambas, 1/1 with Regenerate for 2 mana. We have 4 of those. We have 4 Ichor Claw Mirrors. And these are hilarious to watch people block them, and then they get bigger, and you give them trample. It's like, okay, you're blocking with a 1/1. This becomes a 3/3. Give it +3/+3 and trample. Have 4 of those too. 4 Rot Wolves. These are good. Whenever it kills a creature, it gets to draw a card. And it's another infect creature. Now moving into the pump spells, which is almost the rest of our deck. 4 Mutagenic Growths. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This, more than likely, you're paying the 2 life for because you don't really care about your life total. You're trying to win on turn 2, turn 3. You have 4 of those. Rancor. Great card. It was printed at common in its first printing. I only have the uncommon version, but it was printed at common. A way of giving trample for our creatures to get through. Also, if the creature dies or Rancor gets destroyed, put into the graveyard, this goes back to hand so you can put it on another creature. Great card. We have 4 of those. Groundswell. Creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you had a land enter the battlefield under your control this turn, it gets +4/+4. So usually you want to be playing this with the landfall and this is one of the big ways you win turn 2, turn 3. But this card, great card, way to win games quick. You have 4 of those. 2 mana pump spells. We have Titanic Growth. Give a creature +4/+4 until end of turn. Running a playset. So 4. Another card, Praetor Strike. Target creature gets +3/+3 and trample until end of turn. People have asked me, why am I running this? Well, it gives trample, which in Infect, you really need to be able to trample over some of those stupid little creatures. So yeah, we got 4 of those. Going into the last 8 cards of the main deck, this is protection stuff. Vines of Vastwood. It can either be protection for your creatures or it can be a pump spell. It has a kicker ability of 1. Target creature cannot be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control this turn. That's if it's not kicked. If it is kicked, it gains that, plus the creature gets +4/+4. Depending on the situation, you want to be casting this with the kicker, but it's also a great way to save your creatures from like getting returned to hand or any of that. We have 4 of those. Last but not least, 4 Apostles' Blessings. 1 mana. Target creature gains protection from artifacts or the color of your choice until end of turn. Great way to get through monocolored decks. Just be like, okay, give my creature protection from red. Attack through all your little goblins. So that's the main board. Going into the sideboard, this is just kind of my rough test for a sideboard. It's hard to have a good sideboard for where I play because everybody's playing different decks. We have 3 plummets to deal with creatures with flying, because sometimes at my LGS, you deal with big flyers, or deal with a bunch of little Delver of Secrets, so great way to get around them. We have 4 Withstand Death. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Good way to, if they block with all their creatures and you can't give it trample, good way to keep your little infect creature alive. Really great against sweepers too, like Electrickery and other cards like Shrivel that deal 1 damage or give -1/-1. Next one is Larger Than Life. Target creature gets +4/+4 and trample. Another way to give trample. This is at sorcery speed, which is why it's in the sideboard instead of Praetor Strike, because it's sorcery speed and rather do Praetor Strike at instant speed. That is a playset of those. And last but not least, a playset of Seal of Strength, because you can sacrifice it. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. A great way to avoid having your creatures die to some stupid thing like target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. You can sacrifice Seal of Strength at instant speed to protect it. So running a playset of those. Well, that's the entire infect deck. I think in total it cost me about $30 to build the entire deck. But if you're playing this, you want to have paper and pen around, because you want to keep track of infect counters, because you can win turn 2, turn 3, but you want to keep track of that. So yeah.